Hello everyone. Um, Welcome back to my channel, and I know I have been missing in action for a while, crafting wise, um, but I've been doing well, I've been making this journal bit by bit every day or evening, and I finally finished it. I have 3 on the go, and I've managed to finish one. So like I said, there's 2 more that is still in the process. What happened was it's supposed to be a 3 signatures journal, and it turned out to be too bulky. So I decided to split it into one signature, and it's pretty big enough, you know. So so I thought, right, I just do one at a time, and now I've finished, and I thought I'll do a little flip through to show you what I've made. Okay, so I was supposed to go and check out whose digital it was, but obviously I forgot. And this I just remember. I know this one is from My Creative Muse. They are toppers. I don't even know what digital is, but I just know it's some old photographs or something. But it's anyway. So it is my Shabby Chic detachable topper journal. So I have got this tie that is got this topper that is staple on, so you can take it off and use the toppers on your separate journals if you wanted to. If not, you just leave it on there and just use it as the tie for the journal. And this is a lovely what do you call it, anglaise, broderie and anglaise fabric. And then at the end of it, I've tied a couple of these napkin holders at the end. And these toppers, what I've done is actually I had so much fun making a ton of these toppers. It is actually coffee filter. So I just scrunch it up to the size of one, and then I use all the vintage laces plus some scraps that not vintage, but majority of vintage laces. So I just kind of use up my scraps and make it really shabby, and just collage and sew on. So it is all sewn on, and a bit and some fabric glue. That's all I use. Yeah, so it is. It was a bit of a challenge to think of how to attach these toppers onto the pages. So in the end, it came to me that yeah, to staple on. Right, so this is the journal cover. It's all layers of vintage linen and doily. So it's a big piece like that. I started off with this oval vintage doily, which has got a pink linen, and the edge has got a lovely lace there, eyelet lace, and same as this side. And there is a bit of staining there, as you can expect from something really old. So it was a nice shape, and I thought it was perfect for the cover. So I've layered on a big vintage doily, full round one, and then I layer another of this vintage trim there out of a huge tablecloth gifted to me by my dear sis Nicola Mason. She shares some of her finds with me, and thank you so much. I really, really love it. So I cut out the shape, and so there's 1, 2, 3 layers, and then inside there is another piece of tablecloth, edgings, so it's 4 layers, and then there's another piece there that I also cut to cover the, well, to give it more stability, so it's not too flimsy, so it's a good sturdiness there. So it's got about 4 layers, and I've hand stitched it all together. Then I've added some of my all-time favorites, one of my all-time favorites, applique with sea beads, which I dyed it with the baby pink. And then this one is a beautiful applique, a full piece that it's the palace of baby pink. Okay, trust me, it is. It probably looks white, but it's not. And then at the flap there, this bit, I've got a beautiful dango applique there. So that is the cover. So what I do, obviously close it by tying this, tie on it. And so when you open up, I sew on this. This is machine sewn on this corner piece of trim from an old linen, and then I just use it as a pocket, and then there's a journaling card. I don't know, this digital is either Autosina or Pixie file. Okay, I'm so sorry I didn't go to my purchases to check, because what happened was I bought all this digital a while back, and they all gone saved into my file. So when I chose what I wanted, so I just print out. It doesn't say, not all of the digitals say whose file it was. So unless I go back to Etsy and check out all my purchases, which is a long way back. So I didn't have time, I forgot. So it's all beautiful shabby roses. So you can journal on the back. There's a lot of journaling on this. So it's fabric and paper. So here is a topper. So it's stapled on again. It's just lovely. I didn't want to glue it on because it's such a shame, to glue it on, but you could. Okay, so anyway, so it's a lot of lovely vintage lace and all sorts that are layered on, and then as the sew it all on, all sewn on by machine, and then the topper also sewn onto it. And there's a little bit collage of roses. And this is a vintage lace edging that I just ripped to give it that shabby look, because I just love ripped laces. And then here is a little bit of that digital that I cut out. And then there's a bit of script ruffle. So it's a lot of writing pages. There's another. I've been also enjoying making all these little clusters, clusters of with digital roses, fussy cutting. My fingers gone all numb from a lot of fussy cutting. And there's another topper. So it's detachable. Just go to the back and take off the open up this little mini staple, and there's a little lovely lace there at the bottom. And I love this applique. There's lovely flowers as well. So it's all pink and white, a little bit of off-white, so it's all really shabby. There's a little more cluster there, and there's a little pocket. And this is a very, very old, and it's over 100 years old, little French, out of French book page, and that is how it folded. Isn't that cute? And then this is where the string where they bound it. So I just thought this is so cute and it fits in there perfectly. So I open up a page, rip off a page, and I just put it in there. Look at that. So you open it like that. It goes open up again. I don't want to rip it. There we go. So it's very quite delicate as well because it's so old, and it's all in. I believe it's French. So that is in there. And then there's another page of journaling with some rose cluster on there, sewn on. I love this fabric. It's just so lovely. It's like between muslin cloth and French cheesecloth. That's why I love it. And there's a little bit of this dangle. That lace was gifted to me by Gail, father of 4. Thank you, Gail. And there's a pocket out of a vintage oval-shaped doily that I folded into not quite half, like kind of overlap, and then I stuck on this applique, a couple of journaling tags there in the pocket. I mean, look at this. This is a different digital to this. I just don't know who they are. They're so, I love this. And there's another tag. Isn't it beautiful? And there's an old vintage doily, square doily. Isn't that gorgeous? So I use it onto as a page. So I'm just looking at it, lovely, isn't it? And then I use a beautiful flower applique there, which I stitched sewn on as a pocket, and this one I believe from Hildegard. Thank you, Hildegard. And beautiful multi-dimensional layers of crocheted flower. So I make that into a tuck spot or a pocket with a couple more of these journaling cards. There's a little rose there, you can tuck something in there. I'll just leave that blank because, you know, I love to see the flowers, the roses. And then there's some more vintage trims there. There's another rose cluster, and it's a hope. And there's another vintage tablecloth edging there. And then this is the middle bit where I just put a couple of beads on with a couple of charms. One's pink, one is white, enamel charms. So that was there's the dangle for the middle page. So there's another topper. So it's lovely, lovely, lots of pages to write on if you wanted to. And there's another tag which I tie some vintage trim on there. And there's a bit of pocket there from vintage tablecloth edging. I put a couple of these fussy cut roses as well. And there's a little sample card which I use. I put some papers in there so you can write on. So when it's finished, you can add some more in, you know. So, and some seam binding there. So this is like, you know, a good journaling, a good journal to journal on if you wanted to. If not, equally, I suppose there's plenty to look at. There's the other side now. I love this doily hanky, whatever that is. And there is another card. This is beautiful. Yeah, so they're all layered, lots of layers of vintage and appliques and sequin fabrics all on there. More of that red vintage edging. And then here's another pocket, and this is very old. I bought this off Patricia from Belgium. Is very delicate. Is a legal document, and it is 1873. Goodness, it's 156 years old. My God. It is very old. So this one is French, so it's a French legal document, and it's got the original stamp on it as well. Wow. So I thought I'd add that in to tuck into this little pocket, and there's a journal, a sprue tack as well, which I added a bit of lovely applique on there, beaded. There's another roses there, and there's another topper. This is lovely, this applique. I sold them all, I left a few bits for myself, so I'm glad. There's all these flowers as well. It's sewn on this vintage edging as well. And then here is a full piece of one of my appliques. I just sewn it on the edge, so just, you know, lovely to look at. And then here is another page. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, all these papers are silk paper. They're laser printed on silk paper because my inkjet plays up with this digital. I believe it is Odyssey now or Pixify. Again, I don't know. I don't know why. When I print their digitals, it turns yellow. So I have no choice but to turn to my laser printer, and I used silk paper instead. So they have a nice little sheen to it, and very smooth. You know, so they are not ordinary copy paper. Okay, so these are quite dear, but I just wanted, might as well print on good paper since I'm on the laser jet. So hence, yeah, I forgot to tell you. And whereas you can see this is inkjet on these fussy cuts, and you can tell the texture is different. I love the texture on this cardstock. It felt like velvet, you know, but unfortunately I just can't print them on copy paper through this inkjet printer. So I've got two of these. So this is, trying to see, I don't even know if this is printed, must be printed on laser jet, but on the matte cardstock. So the two journaling tag there, and this is an old, if not antique, piece of trim that I've just recently purchased, and I cut a piece to make the pocket with this original fabric there, and I love this lace at the bottom, this trim. It is so soft. Absolutely love that. So I use that. It's all dangling down. So this is the last page. Again, I've used this lovely, this is a modern lace gifted to me by Gail 504. Thank you, Gail. So this is the back of the cover. So all this is all vintage. They're all vintage on the cover. So, and I love the texture. So that is my detachable Shabby Chic journal. Detachable topper, I meant. And so I will be putting her up for sale in a Facebook group called Shabby Craft Boutique, I think. But if you're interested here, just, oh, I nearly, oh, right. it's got some wax on there. So whoever get this will have a bit of pink wax on the end of the tie. So I've got to be careful. Right, luckily it's on the, no it's not, it's on the, don't matter much. So yes, I will put my email in the description box. If you're interested, just email me for info, and then or go to the Facebook group, which I will also link in the description box. But there's no point to go to the Facebook group. You might as well just direct email me if you're interested. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, everybody. Like I said, I have 2 more in process, which I hope I could get it done within a week. If not, it'll be 1 anyway at least, because I want to move on to something else that is coming out. But I don't want to pile up all my projects. I like to get one of them out of the way, because once I leave them, I will not go back to them. So that's why I need to finish this before I go on to the next project. So thank you, everybody. I hope I didn't bore you to death. I hope I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.